Hey, this is Kenny Nail, Treasure Coast Process Servers. If you need any help to get the stimulus money for your small business or anyone that you know that has a small business, watch this quick video and you'll see the process that I went through to get my loan approval in only just a few days. I want to first go ahead and start by letting you both know that what the spirit of this is about as far as the what the federal government's put together. This is to protect the small businesses. So at the very end and when they say, okay, we can resume, the economy is going to open up and they want to start it, what they're doing for the first time ever, they are giving the small business loans directly to the small businesses like ours. And it's important that we stay open and operational during this period of time. That's no fault to ours, okay? So we want to go ahead and keep in the spirit of making sure that we protect our employees that are working for us, the people that are working for us, and this allows us as small business owners to do that, and especially process serving companies like we are, okay? The first three attachments that I have in here is from is the information that has been gathered from State Representative Toby Overdorf's office, our U.S. Congressman in our area, and also a combined information from my accountant that works for H&R Block, okay? So the first one I want to bring to you is something that really helped me out. Those first three attachments are the attachments from the highlights of the CARES Act. So what I did was I went ahead and first looked into the Economic Injury Disaster Loans, EIDLS. Now that you and my business and your business as process serving companies are eligible for that. The purpose of that, it's a $10,000 grant that is to be given to your company for the purpose of paying your rent, paying your light bill, to go ahead and oversee the cost of your business. So this way, after this crisis is over, and it's going to be up to 8 weeks, okay? So after this crisis is over, it's going to be so you can open your business and to be able to get your employees back in and start full functioning. That's the $10,000 grant, and it does not have to be paid back. What I did was I applied before, and I did this last Thursday, I applied at the SBA.gov/disaster. Now I applied there and I applied for it. Then I went ahead and once Thursday came, Friday, the bank was able to get the application. So I approached the bank, sent them an email, fill out their information. They sent me the next 4 documents that you see in the attachment is what my bank did. Now I bank at I Think Financial, which is the merger between Oculina and IBM SCU. Recently went ahead and did a merger. Now that is now a community bank, a private bank, smaller bank, but I have been very successful in be able to, and they have been able to streamline and get me to the process information right away because they were ready on day one. So I turned everything in on Friday. Now the second, number 2, is the Paycheck Protection Program Loan Guarantee. The purpose of that is to make sure that we protect our employees. And there's a formula that the bank sent me that the formula they have to go by is in the attachment number 4, I think it is, where it says the Paycheck Protection application. And that's from the SBA. This is the same form the bank. This is what the bank sent me, and the bank sent me the form for which really comes from the SBA loan, and that's the formula they used. Now, what I did was when I went ahead and started filling out the loan on Friday, I got everything turned in, and let me explain to you how I came up with my figures, okay? What they want to know is they want to go ahead and know the first 2 months of 2020, that's January and February of 2020, what was your gross amount of your employees that you had, and what was their total of the 2 months. And the reason why they chose January and February is because the crisis started in March, and March might go ahead and be a misskewed number. So they want to know January and February 2020. So those are the numbers I did. So what I did was I took those numbers and of my W-2 employees, and I went ahead and came up with that dollar amount. Now, I had conversations and with people in the government, as far as with local, state representatives and our U.S. representative here in our area. And I got guidance from their offices. And here's what I was told. Keep this in the spirit of the people that work for you, because what the government is trying to do is the government is trying to prevent a whole bunch of people to go on unemployment But if they can give the money to us as local businesses and let us protect the people who work there. So now, what do we do with the 1099 employees is my question. The answer to that question with our 1099 employees, which is our subcontractors, our process servers who work there, I included the ones who rely 100% on this business for their survival. So I included all of my local process servers who rely 100% because they get 100% of their work from this business. I included them into this dollar amount. So what I did when I did that, I came up with a 2-month figure. I divided that figure by 2. The formula, if you look at that application I sent you, you'll see that in there. That is the Payroll Protection Program Borrower Application. If you see that in the attachment, it says your average monthly payroll, multiply that by 2.5, okay? Once I came up with that figure, then I added the $10,000 for the EIDL. The EIDL is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan that I had told you that I had actually filled out the night before at the www.sba.gov disaster. I went to that website. I had done it the night before. So I was very concerned. I didn't want to do anything fraudulent. So I was very concerned I may have done something wrong because I'd already applied for it. So I didn't know. So I got guidance from Christopher at my bank who said, Kenny, have you received it? I said, no, I did not receive it. So he said, okay, as long as you did not receive the EID, then we will go ahead and make sure we give it to you. And you're not going to get it twice because I wanted to make sure. And if I did mistakenly get it twice, I'll make sure I return it. So we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. And how many employees am I protecting? I'm protecting 8. That includes my 3 office staff plus 5 of my process servers that I'm guaranteed the federal government that I'm going to protect these people. Now, keep this in mind. And I know you have a question, Marcia, and I'm going to answer it, but just please keep this in mind. Keep this in the spirit in which our federal government is giving this to us. They are trusting us with this money to ensure that we're going to go ahead and have a business to go ahead and come back to, and to make sure that we're going to be able to protect the employees. That on day one, when this economy opens up and our president says, get back to work, that we're going to ensure that we're going to go ahead and open up the economy, open up our personal businesses to be able to go out there and start from day one. That is the purpose. The government's trusting us for the first time with this money, and they're doing it the right way by the backbone of our country, in which we are. And we want to make sure we don't go ahead and do anything that's going to misuse this money to ensure that we're going to be able to open up our businesses. So please keep that in the spirit of this money and why we're doing this. So they're protecting my business. This money is to be protecting your business. Please make sure you're protecting your business and protect the people that you need to protect in your business. That is the purpose. That's the spirit of this. And we've got to make sure that we take the money that we're going to be given and we trust it. All those 7 documents that I sent you, they're there. They're all there to go ahead and I suggest you and I encourage you to go ahead and read each and every one of them. I am here to help you. I'm here to maneuver around. Now, I know that you said about having employees because I know that you only, Marcia, you're a one-man band. You're a one-man, you're a one-person company, okay? But yet you have and now I'm going to go there and help you directly, okay? Marcia, you are your office. You are your office staff. You're a one-person process serving company. You have process servers below you. You need to protect yourself. That $10,000 small business economic injury disaster loan that's through FEMA, that is for you and your business to pay your rent, to pay your lights, and to keep your business going so you can open up on day one. But also, the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program loan guarantee, you need to protect yourself. That is for yourself. Okay, so you go by how much money you made for yourself in the month of January and in February, and that's going to be the amount of money that you will put down for your average monthly payroll for your company, and that's going to be yours. Now, yours is obviously going to be smaller than mine, but at least it's going to be something because this is no fault of yours. This is no fault of mine. This is no fault of any small business that is out there. This is a disease that needs to be eradicated. Our government is doing the right thing, and President Trump and everybody's doing the right thing to go ahead and get this under control. But they want to make sure that this economy and this information can be given. So we need to go ahead and make sure we protect you, Marcia. You must be protected in there. So you take that dollar amount, you put it in there, multiply it by 2.5, which is 2.5 months, and then you're going to add that $10,000 for the economic injury disaster loan, and that's going to give you the money you're going to put there. How many employees are you going to protect? Is it 1 or is it 2, you and Beth? I don't know, but that's something that you two need to discuss as far as who you're going to protect in here. Remember, your company needs to figure out who are you going to guarantee the federal government that you are going to protect. Whoever you're going to put down on that last number of employees that you're going to put down there, the number of employees you're protecting, that's the number of employees that you have to prove at the end of this. If in case the federal government wants to say, I want to see I want to see your 8 employees. I have a folder that sits right here beside me that says, it's a folder that I produced that says 2020 COVID-19 crisis, and all of my information, should I ever need to go back to, is in this folder, so I can produce to anybody who ever wants to see it that questions me, well, who's your 8 employees that you protected? I can show them who I protected, because I'm keeping this in the spirit in which the government's trusting us with. Keeping copy of all my records in that folder. It's a big enough folder. Thank you to the United States Post Office, who I kind of took this out of there and I just, gave it, and I wrote 2020 COVID-19 crisis. So this way I'll always be able to revert back to it. It's a nice thick folder, and I just went with it. So, but listen, everything is in this email that I sent you. Okay? Yep. The documents are there. I'm here to help you. I have helped quite a few other people out there. Other clients of mine as well around the state, and it seems to be the ones that are having the biggest issue with this are the ones that are dealing with the larger banks. But I don't know who you're banking with, but you definitely want. And here's really good advice for you: stick with the bank that already knows you and you have a relationship with. Why is that important? Because one of the things that I heard, I think it was the SBA administrator on one of the news conferences with President Trump, or somebody from his administration, is that if they already have a relationship with you, they already know who you are, and it'll streamline you a little faster to get through the loan process and have that money put in your bank quicker than if what you did start over fresh with a new bank. Because one of the things that they have to do is they have to prove who you are. Well, if they can prove who you are because you already have accounts with them, so just know the bank just try to find out if you have more than one account out there. Find out who has the most, because some of these banks aren't as fast or along. Find out who's doing better at getting these loans in people's banks than the other than it's not. Okay, choose the bank if you do. Okay, I hope that helped give you some good information. Okay, some good guidance. All right. So one last thing. All the information's in that email I sent you. The 7 documents. The first 3 documents is the information that I went ahead and combined with our state legislators, our U.S. congressman, and my accountant that kind of put this together, all the information together. And then the next 4 documents after that is from my bank. That's the information they required me. This is really good guidance. I hope this helps. Please call me if I need. Call me if you need me. I'm really not doing much of anything because our business is shut down. So if I can help you stay in business, that's my goal here. I want to be able to help. But most important, remember, keep this in the spirit of filling these documents out of what the purpose of our federal government's doing to go ahead and keep us in float so we get opened up on day one. That's what our president wants. That's what the House of Representatives done in Washington. They put this together to help us. Let's honor the trust they've given us to be able to do this right, okay?
Thank you, Kenny. Absolutely. Thank you, Kenny.
I love you guys. I'm here to help, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy and stay safe. God bless. Bye-bye.